Entertainment.
Hello. Y'all caught me in the middle of me waking myself up. Hello. What's up, everybody? Wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Hey, hey. Say hey to me. Give me give me a hello. Oh, I just wanted to come on here quickly and share with you part 2. Last night we talked about the paradox of busyness. We're so busy, right? Being a high achieving professional woman in these streets today, it's like this constant balancing act, right? You got work, you got family, you got friends, you got community service, you got ministry, you got boards, you got stuff, right? So trying to have some kind of semblance of a personal life is like, you know, the the clown, the guy who spins the plates. He has the striped shirt and his face is painted and he's spinning the plates. It's like we're spinning plates. And self-care often ends up being the one that we let drop. Can you relate? Listen, don't beat yourself up though. Don't you dare beat yourself up, because you are definitely not alone in feeling this way. I just got off of a call. I just had a beautiful masterclass. Why not you first? And we talked about this exact thing. Don't beat yourself up for it, because we've been conditioned to operate in this way. And it's something that a lot of us struggle with. You have to be very vigilant not to get caught up in that cycle, not to drink that Kool-Aid. And we're so used to putting others first and pushing ourselves to the limit that taking time for yourself, it feels like a luxury that you can't afford. I mean, you actually have a visceral response if you go against that grain. That's why I'm here. I'm here for you tonight. I'm here for it, because we gonna flip that script, okay? Now, if you're new to my timeline, I'm Theresa Noye, your radical self-love coach, and I'm all about helping high achieving professional women like you prioritize self-care without the guilt. And let me tell you, I had a client and she was always on the move, always juggling multiple responsibilities. But guess what? There was something underneath all of that busy, 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 busy. She was craving something more meaningful. And in this world that we live in, where we're bombarded with this idea that more is better, more achievements, more productivity, more everything, more everything. But here's what I want you to know, that it's a paradox, that busyness, because true fulfillment doesn't come from constantly striving for more. It comes from slowing down and reconnecting with yourself and listening to yourself and honoring your needs. And yes, it's possible. It's possible. So let's talk about just I want to talk about just a few of the common traps that we fall into, shall we? Yeah. So you ready for the first one? Is comparison. There's the deception of comparison. It's so easy to get caught up in the comparison game, and you think you're not doing it, but it just happens. It's like walking in a smoky room, even though you ain't smoking. When you leave, you're gonna smell. Excuse me, you're gonna come out smelling like smoke. It's easy. One second. Sip, sip. It's easy to get caught up in comparing ourselves to others, especially with the social media landscape. And like, social media paints this picture perfect version of everyone's lives, but comparison, you've heard it say, you've heard it said, is the thief of joy. So instead of scrolling and it's so subtle. It's so subtle. You scroll and you see something, and then the question comes in your head, like, "Huh, I want that," or "How did they do that? Hmm, that looks really cool. I didn't go anywhere this year. I was working." Hmm. Right? It's just and it just happens. Boom, 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 boom. I want to work. I don't want to work. I want to be on the beach. I want to be on that swing with the flying dress too. What's up with that? We start comparing, right? We start comparing, or you look at the kids, you look at the picture of the family with the children, and you start comparing. Hmm. I haven't talked to my child in a minute. They look so close. They're always doing so many family things. We don't do anything together. It's so subtle, and it just pops in your head, focusing on what everyone else is doing. That self comparison, that can snatch your fulfillment. Turn that energy inward and celebrate your unique journey. Your unique journey, your unique purpose path. Celebrate the things that you have achieved and accomplished. Okay? So comparison can suck that fulfillment out of you. Um, you know what happens when you, like I said, when you're scrolling on Facebook, instead of feeling inspired, you end up feeling inadequate or jealous. What if instead of comparing ourselves to others, we use that time to reflect on your own accomplishments and start creating goals that are aligned with your values, with your desires? Look at the comparison. Look at that comparison. Okay. Um, let's talk about. So that's one way we get sucked into the unfulfillment. The other thing is just the whole self improvement game. Now, I'm all listen. This is what I do, right? I'm all about personal growth. I think it's amazing. Everyone, I believe, should create space to invest in themselves. But this is what happens sometimes. We get so caught up in trying to fix ourselves that we forget to appreciate how far we've already come. It's like we're always um, chasing this perfect version, this ideal version of ourselves. When in reality, guess what? You're pretty amazing. You're pretty spectacular. I mean, you are magnificent. Remember that episode of what was it, the Brady Brunch, when Peter said, "Pork chops and applesauce, real swell." You are magnificent. Yes, you are. No, seriously. So often when we are looking to grow in areas of our life, we tend to focus on what is not happening instead of focusing on what is happening. And when we're on this journey, it's not perfect and it's not a straight line. It's circuitous, it's a winding staircase, it's all the things. It's messy. It's messy. But in our head, we think it should be a perfect straight line. And so we focus on what's not happening instead of, but what about the things that are happening? What about the things that are happening? I actually, I had a conversation with one of my clients about this. We've been working together, just focusing on building habits. And one of the habits that she's working on is quiet time, meditating. And so when I checked in about how things are going, now, mind you, she just started and she's been consistent every single day. Every single day, that first week, consistent every single day. So when I checked in on it, she was like, yeah, but I only did it for 7 minutes. I'm like, girl, first of all, last week you did it for 0 minutes. Your whole life, 0 minutes. But now you're telling me you're doing it all week for 7 minutes consistently. And she said, and I love it. So you've been consistent for 7 days for 7 minutes, and you love it, and you're starting to see changes already from that short window of time. Can we celebrate that? But we tend to do that, right? We tend to do that. So let's focus on what is happening, where we are winning, the steps that we are taking. That's so important. And this is another reason why it's important, because we change best when we feel good. Okay. And the last thing is this business. So I've kind of I've kind of went on a what do you call it? I lost my thought. But I went in a different direction. But this is all good anyway. Okay. The last thing I want to say is um, busyness. When we talk about the busyness, right? This paradox of busyness, we celebrate being busy. Like we wear busyness like a badge of honor. Like it feels good to be busy, and we carry that like a trophy, like it's a sign of success. But on the real, for real, it's a recipe for burnout. We need to give ourselves permission to slow down, to rest, and to recharge. Because you know how the saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. But we tend to do this. We go, 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 go. We go hard, we go hard, we go fast, we go strong. You can't pour from an empty cup. It's important to take time. Look, even God took time to rest. It's like, oh, day 7, I'm done. He created the world. God created the whole entire world. If the whole entire world was created and God could say, let me take a rest, guess what? You can too. Okay? So it's important to be honest with yourself and your relationship with busy, and give yourself permission to slow down. It's going to get done. Give your permission to rest. You'll get more accomplished if you rest. Give yourself permission to recharge. You are not a machine. Your name is not La Machina. You're a human being. You need to rest. You need to sleep. You need to rest. What you rushing for? This whole thing that you're trying to accomplish, it was given to you for a purpose. The idea, the blueprint, everything, it was downloaded to you from the divine. So it will happen. Give yourself permission to rest. You'll accomplish more. You can't pour from an empty cup. Okay? So that's my 3 tips for you today. All right? What are you going to do with them? What are you going to do? Are you ready? You ready to break free from these traps and start prioritizing your self-care? It's time. It is your time. It is So your time. So your time. But guess what? You have to make that choice. You have to make the decision. And the misalignment that you feel within yourself, I'll say this again and again. When you feel that, that is your invitation. The overwhelm, the burnout, the emptiness, the void that you feel, the unfulfillment. Guess what? That's an invitation. That's telling you, hey, you're out of alignment here. We need to do some things different. It's time. Accept the invitation. If you want to live a more fulfilled, authentic life, DM me. Say me. And let's talk about a personalized strategy for you to reconnect and reimagine a fulfilled life. It's possible for you. It's possible for you. All right, beautiful soul, love yourself before you love your neighbor because your well being matters, period. Good night.